This is Mega Froslass. It might just be one of the best new Mega Pokemon. Why? Well, first of all, it's fast as heck. It's gonna outspeed like 90% of all the Pokemon that are even out there right now. And not only is it fast, but it's also pretty hard to get rid of. While it's not naturally the single most bulky Pokemon, it is a lot harder to get rid of than it might look because of its ability Snow Warning. Snow Warning sets with the snow, which not only makes Blizzard 100% accurate, but also gives all Ice-type Pokemon a 50% defense boost. And being this fast and moderately bulky is a pretty big deal because Froslass hits like a truck. But that's not enough for me. I wanted to hit like 2 trucks, which is why I wanted to build a team around Nasty Plot Froslass. Nasty Plot effectively doubles Froslass' special attack the first time you use it, meaning that with such a high base power move like Blizzard that hits both your opponent's Pokemon, it's very scary. Okay, so Froslass is bulky, but I mean, it's not that bulky. How are we going to actually buy time for it to use Nasty Plot? That move doesn't do any damage. Well, we have 2 main tools. The first, of course, is Incineroar. It's the best Pokemon of all time because of the support it offers to any team. Intimidate weakening opponents, Fake Out stopping them from moving, Parting Shot weakening them further. Come on, it's a no-brainer. Okay, but the other Pokemon is a little bit more interesting. I think that a Pokemon that has a ton of potential is Orthworm. Its ability makes it immune to ground-type moves and actually heals it whenever it takes one. As a Steel-type Pokemon, it only has 3 weaknesses in the first place, and Earth Eater makes it immune to one of those, so yeah, it's pretty hard to get rid of. And if you can't get rid of it quickly, it's a big problem, because Orthworm is the move Shed Tail, which cuts its HP in half, throws up a substitute, and passes that substitute immediately to another Pokemon. For example, Mega Froslass. You see where this is going, yes or yes? Thumbs up if you agree. I mean, subscribe if you agree. I mean, whatever, do what you want. Alright, so we have our star player, which is Mega Froslass. We have our support package, which is Incin and Orthworm. Now we need some more damage. First thing we want is a ground type, specifically a ground type with the move Earthquake. This move hits both your opponent's Pokemon as well as your partner, and in this case, we want to hit our partner because that will heal Orthworm. Clear standout for the best ground type in the game right now is Garchomp. Fast, strong, hits like a truck. Nobody's debating whether or not Garchomp is good. But one of the challenges of using Garchomp is the fact that there's limited items right now in this format. Orthworm's holding the Citrus Berry, Incineroar can hold like Lumberry, I guess. Froslass is the Mega Stone. We're going to give Garchomp the Focus Sash. Garchomp's naturally pretty bulky, so this won't come up in every game, but it'll allow us to play a little bit more aggressively with Garchomp in ways that we wouldn't otherwise be able to do. We need another Pokemon with the ground immunity, but we're going to come back to that in a second. Because first, we need a fast Pokemon. This is because with limited items in the game, we want to make good use out of the items that are around. And one of the best items around is the Choice Scarf. It'll let me outspeed a lot of the faster Mega evolutions, like Mega Delphox, for example. We're going to use Basculegion here. It's a dangerous Pokemon. If you pass as a substitute with Orthworm, it becomes even more scary. It gives us another fighting immunity, and even though it's 2 ghost types on the team, it's probably fine, right? And it hits really hard. Also just add some nice resistances that we're missing right now, like to water, which might come up. Okay, 1 Pokemon left. Ready? We need another Pokemon that's immune to ground type moves because right now Garchomp can only Earthquake next to Orthworm without fear. There aren't that many Pokemon that are immune to ground type moves and also are good in this format, and one of the best ones seems to be Rotom. Of course, there's 5 Rotoms to choose from, but the best ones in Fire and Water overlap with typings we already have on the team, Incineroar and Basculegion. Fortunately, there's one Rotom form that synergizes quite nicely with the Pokemon that we have on the team, and that's Rotom Refrigerator. Or Freezer, I guess it's a Freezer. Anyway, Rotom Freezer is an electric and ice type, and it almost never sees any play, but it gets Blizzard. And Froslass sits with the snow, which also lets us use Blizzard. We don't have access to the choice specs, so it won't be the single strongest Blizzard, but Blizzard is such a strong move in general. And Rotom Frost gets bulkier in the snow as well because it's also an ice type. Oh, sprinklers are turning on. I gotta get out of here. I think it'll be good. They just turned the sprinklers on, so I'm getting out of here. Okay, let's go battle. I'll be back in my apartment. Bye-bye.
Did you know that you too could be a champion thanks to this video's sponsor, Raycon? Mother's Day is coming up soon, and you know nothing makes you feel more like a champ than getting mom the perfect gift. And what better gift than Raycon's essential open earbuds? Let this gift give you peace of mind. Whether mom is going for a walk, running errands, or talking on the phone, these open ear earbuds mean she can still be paying attention to what's happening around her. No need to worry about her getting sucked into the latest tournament video and walking past your house. They're not just great as a gift though. I've been using mine for running and they've been a massive help. I need to stay locked in on my 10 hours of Burmy Cries compilation while running. But I also like to make sure that I can pay attention to my surroundings too. The lightweight design makes sure that they never feel intrusive, and the 36-hour battery life is a huge help for people with chronic forget to charge itis like me. Give mom the gift of Raycon and feel like a champion. Click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/wolfeyopen to get 15% off the essential open earbuds. Thanks again to Raycon for sponsoring this video. And would you look at that? Just like that, I'm right back where I belong in front of the green screen. You know, the beautiful verdant hills of Italy and that like very nice castle in the background. That was nice and all, but I mean, honestly, this is where I belong. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Wolf, you don't look so good. And I don't know, maybe that's true. But it's not surprising because I've been awake for almost 40 consecutive hours. I did not sleep at all at the last night of the wedding. I pulled an all-nighter, which is I think only my second all-nighter anyway, or ever. And then I flew home over the course of like 16-hour travel day, I think. Anyway, now I'm here. Now I'm here. I'm going to play some games. So the replica team was on screen just a second ago. If you would like to use this team for yourself, you were able to do it. I played one game right before I started recording because I heard the first game is always a bot game, and I didn't want you all to have to watch that. And so yeah, we're just gonna jump into some games here. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, where's my notebook? I gotta take notes. Okay, Absol. I think this might also be a bot game, but I can at least show you the general strategy that the team is supposed to use. I can show you it in action. So for this, because they have both Arcanine, I'm kind of worried about Arcanine being beat up, right? Beat up plus Whimsicott. Maybe that's too much. Like the thing is that leading Garchomp is pretty bad here into their Whimsicott and their Froslass and their Corviknight. So why don't we do 1, 2, 3, 4 here? We're gonna do Orthworm and Incineroar in the lead with Froslass and Basculegion in the back. The idea here is we can use Fake Out to set up a Shed Tail, get Froslass or Basculegion in. Probably it's going to be realistically the Froslass here because Basculegion can't switch moves. And then we'll just click really powerful attacks or go for a setup move. So this is Absol and Arcanine in the lead. I have Orthworm and my Incineroar here. Let's see. So they are intimidated. So I worried about beat up for nothing. It's actually like, it's interesting because these are now actually my first games of champions. I could go for Iron Defense here, but it's not the main strategy. So why don't we go for Shed Tail? And you know what? I'm honestly not really that threatened, right? I should Fake Out the Arcanine. It's better practice, right? So we Fake Out the Arcanine to protect Orthworm here. We'll only do 10%, but the 10% shift actually could add up. Oh my God, they almost completely boomed me. If this is a bot, they almost completely got me there. They also don't Mega the Absol, which I don't know if that means that they don't have the Mega Stone. Maybe it's not a bot. Maybe this is like one of the starter teams. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like I'm playing a little bit of catch up because I haven't been able to play. Like this is literally my first game clicking the buttons myself in Champions, which is a little bit weird. So I feel like I have a bit of learning to do. Anyway, now we have Froslass behind a substitute, and here we're actually gonna play it slow. We're gonna go for Protect on Froslass, and we're not gonna Mega here because we don't actually want to set the snow up yet. The reason that we don't want to set the snow up yet is because snow will only last for 5 turns, and so if we're protecting and like not taking advantage of the snow this turn anyway, then there's not really a point. This play is, I guess, technically a little risky. Originally, I wanted to Parting Shot, but because I got taunted, it doesn't really make sense to go for Parting Shot anymore. They go for Flame Charge, and actually their Arcanine is actually faster than their Absol, which I guess makes sense. And they go for Assurance, so they will go for 2 super effective moves here. Now we do want to Mega Evolve, and we're gonna go for Blizzard here, which is our strongest attack, and we're actually going to go for, it's possible that Flip Turn would KO Arcanine. I don't know if it will, so I'm gonna Wave Crash into the Arcanine here, and what this is going to do is it's going to knock out the Arcanine, assuming it doesn't Protect, which will then make Blizzard single target. You may or may not know that if moves hit multiple targets, they receive a power reduction, or if they can target multiple targets, they receive a power reduction. But the exception to this is like if Blizzard is only, if Blizzard only, like if Arcanine is protected here, then Blizzard would target both, even though it still is only hitting one. But if Arcanine gets knocked out to Wave Crash, for example, then Blizzard no longer targets that slot because there is no Pokemon there. So this allows us to activate the full power of Blizzard that we wouldn't be able to otherwise. So even though this is a bot game, we can still be a little instructional. And you can see here, like, they didn't really, let's say this was not a bot, like they didn't actually have a good way of hitting Froslass here, if you think about it, right? Like yes, they could have Sucker Punched and broke the Focus Sash, but, or not the Focus Sash, the Substitute. But even then, you still lose both Pokemon this turn, right? As I go into Froslass here and Garchomp. So I'm kind of inclined to go for Shadow Ball here, although Blizzard may be safer. I'm gonna Shadow Ball and switch to Orthworm here, because this makes it difficult for them to get like anything going here. And actually one advantage now is that because we Mega Evolved before they did in the Froslass Mirror, we got to take more, we had more turns to take advantage of Snow, but they don't Protect and they don't Mega Evolve, so I suspect that this is probably not a real human player, which is okay. Although I don't really fully, I'm not like, I don't know what goes into making these kind of games, right? But I'm a little bit surprised that they have bot games. Like I mean, also maybe I'm not the target audience for the bots, right? As we see Dragonclaw break the substitute, but now it's too little too late. But anyway, even though this is a bot game, I still think it's worth watching because you can get a general sense of how the strategy is supposed to work if the opponent kind of just lets you go for it. So I suspect that Blizzard will likely end the game here. This is my world champ prediction. Okay, cool. And that's going to be game number 1, which is, yeah, kind of just a tutorial game, which honestly, with a team like this, it's not the worst thing in the world. From here on out, it should be more interesting, I think. they didn't actually have that many good tools to hit Earthworm. Like they had like Froslass, Arcanine, and Whimsicott are all Pokemon that I would expect to see, and Garchomp are all Pokemon that I would expect to see generally. And I think the fact that like Froslass, Whimsicott, Garchomp, what else is on that team? Absol's not really a main Pokemon. Arcanine is probably gonna be so-so. Oh, I didn't realize I got back into queue so fast. That's crazy. This is a real team. So this is another Mega Froslass team, but this one has Kingambit as well as Lucario. So I have to be really wary if I lead with Intimidate here. Maybe Garchomp in the lead here. I'm able to threaten a lot of Pokemon with Earthquake, which is nice. Like I'm able to threaten both Incin and Lucario, and all of Incin, Lucario, and Kingambit. I actually think that this is a game where I could be going for Rotom Frost here, although I think perhaps I'm too weak. I mean, it's not like, actually Rotom Frost is better against Kingambit than Basculegion is, right? I'm gonna try Rotom Frost. It's not so intuitive. Yeah, let's give this a shot. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of just trying stuff out, right? Facing off against Piplup, my goat. So I think what we don't want to see in the lead here is I mean, even Lucario's not that bad. Wait, how did they get to be Hex Maniac? I gotta explore more. Okay, Incin Gambit. So here I have a very safe Earthquake, and I'm kind of tempted to just go Earthquake Iron Defense. Is that wild? I can't because I don't have Protect on Earthworm because Kingambit. Oh, they didn't go for Fake Out. Okay, so here's Earthquake. This is gonna do good damage to both Pokemon. That did a lot of damage. I don't think these Pokemon are trained to be very bulky. But, oh, never mind. Flare Blitz. Okay, so this is gonna do a lot to Earthworm. A lot to Earthworm. Let's see what they do here, because it's possible they go for something like Sword Dance. Oh my, Earthworm actually is faster than their Kingambit. That is really good to know. So yeah, Earthworm is actually in good shape here, and they go for Cowtoke, Leave, and Garchomp. So actually, I think that was a pretty good play. The crit may actually end up hurting me here if they faint. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Okay, it's Leftovers Kingambit. Does Garchomp go down here? Who knows? No. Maybe. So in the back, they have Gyarados, Froslass, Lucario. I'm almost tempted to go for Shed Tail here, which is really weird because I just went for Iron Defense, but I think I should Shed Tail and go for Earthquake here. I think this was like a thing, right? The Kingambit, Sucker. Oh, they go for Protect. Okay, this is actually pretty good then because I get an Earthquake off, which is really good. I heal Earthworm a little bit more. I could have gone for another Iron Defense, but I was basically thinking like if I lose a Speed tie with Mega Froslass, then I'm actually in pretty big trouble. Like if you think about their Mega Froslass coming in here, and yeah, even if Earthworm's on the field because I'm intimidated, it's not actually so good for me, I think. And so even though Iron Defense ends up being wasted because when I Shed Tail, I don't pass the Iron Defense, I think it was like, this is still okay, all things considered. I have kind of lost 2 Pokemon here, which is bad, but other than that, things are okay. If the main Pokemon I'm afraid of right now is their Mega Froslass, because if their Mega Froslass comes in now, they could go for something like Sucker Punch and Shadow Ball, and that would be pretty scary because Sucker Punch would break the sub, and if they won the Speed tie, then Shadow Ball would KO. So this is actually like a somewhat precarious position, I think. They go into Froslass, so it could just come down to a Speed tie here, which would be really terrifying. I have 3 options here. I can Protect an Earthquake and accept basically that if they go for Blizzard, I'm screwed. I can Nasty Plot and do something with Garchomp. Like maybe Dragon Plot probably kills from here, right? I kind of like Nasty Plot plus Dragon Claw here. Shadow Ball was probably best, to be honest. Okay, so they are max speed timid because they're Mega Evolving first. I think that glitch was fixed. There was a point where the Mega Evolution order was kind of random, but I don't think that's the case anymore. The issue here is that if they go for, I actually don't know if my play was that good because if they go for Blizzard here, I think I'm kind of screwed regardless, right? Also, sorry, I put my controller on the desk and it was vibrating so loud. Wait, if they go for not, oh, I made a huge mistake. If they go for Blizzard here, I think I threw because now I lose the sub. Oh no! I think I just Giga through. Oh no, I could have protected. Please don't. It's gonna break. Froslass is so strong. Does the sub hold? Does the sub hold? Oh, it held. Okay, but now what? Like, is it just gonna come down to a speed tie here? I was way too greedy. I was way too greedy. Oh no, I think it comes down to a speed tie. I should have prioritized getting rid of Kingambit, I think, and brought my Basculegion in the back. It's not necessarily over. Like, I'm really close. You know what I mean? I think I made a mistake. Okay, here's Protect. The thing is, we are speed tying. I'm pretty sure. They go for Hex. Oh, they go for Hex. Okay, they might not have Shadow Ball, in which case I don't think they'll KO me. Here's Blizzard. That did a lot to Froslass. Like, okay, think about it. My Rotom's Blizzard did more to their Froslass than their Mega Froslass Blizzard did to my Froslass. I'm holding the Never Melt Ice. I guess that makes a big difference here. Yeah, this was a case where I perhaps got a little bit greedy. I should probably remember that I am in Pokeball tier, so like not everything is as predictable as you normally expect. So I'm gonna go for, should we go for Blizzard here? Should we just see how much Blizzard does? Double Blizzard. Like this is +2 Mega Froslass Blizzard. Of course, I might just eat it. I mean, I don't know any of my calcs, right? Like I don't even know the stats of these Pokemon. So I might just take a, oh, I go first. How much is it gonna do? Oh my God, that did like 55%, 58%. My God. And Rotom Frost, I'm pretty sure is gonna win this game with Blizzard. I think we live this, surely we live this. Okay. Okay, note to self, maybe against Mega Froslass, I can't just bring one Pokemon that beats it if it wins the speed tie. Like I think I wasn't allowed to, I think I needed to bring either Instant or Basculegion here, and I needed to make my goal. I think in that case, what I needed to do is go for Body Press turn 1 into the King Gambit. That's a good lesson to learn. Like I definitely had the tools, but I think the issue is that even though Rotom Frost ended up being good in this match, I think the issue is that it was like not the right bring, and so it left me with really limited options. By the way, if you are enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe. Thumbs up. Yeah, I'm posting new videos every day, and we'll be doing a lot more of this style of video where I kind of do a little intro, talk about the team that I'm using, and then play some games with it. Get ready to battle Mustard. Hello. And if you are subscribed and you post a comment about which Mega Pokemon you would like me to use, I will at the very least like take it into consideration when building, but only for people who are subscribed. So this is a Rain team, which I think is probably a pretty good matchup for us. This is Basculegion female, so it's a special attacker rather than male, and Meowstic has the Trace ability, which I think we need to watch out for because it could trace like Earth Eater if I do like Orthworm plus Garchomp. They also have Belly Bolt. I'm kind of inclined to just do Orthworm plus Garchomp here with Froslass, and Rotom's not bad here, but it makes me pretty weak to Scizor. So I think it's one of these two. I'm inclined to say Basculegion because if I can get Weather Control, they have no Last Respects resistance, and 2 of their Pokemon are weak to it. So yeah, I think that this is a pretty solid mode of 4. I think this is maybe like my default mode of 4 as well. Orthworm, Garchomp, Froslass, Basculegion, because it gives me a really bulky Pokemon up front that can pass Shed Tails, and I can also pass to Basculegion. Like Basculegion clicking like, I don't know, Wave Crash or Last Respects behind the substitute is like also scary if you've lost a Pokemon with Last Respects. And Garchomp is just like a really good Pokemon to get damage down. I think spreading damage around early with Garchomp's Earthquake or Rock Slide is probably pretty valuable because like Blizzard's not going to pick up many one-hit KOs unless it's super effective, but with Earthquake chipping things down, it certainly like becomes a lot scarier. This is a very interesting trainer design. Okay, Politoed Meowstic here. So I would say that off the bat, my instinct is this isn't like a great lead for me, but it just kind of depends. I don't know a lot about how strong Mega Meowstic is. I also don't know what it's going to trace here. It could just trace the thing, right? I'm going to go Shed Tail plus Earthquake here. I think that it's worth the risk that they do trace my Orth Eater. My God. Okay. I think it's worth the risk that they trace Earth Eater here because like if they do, it's not ideal. And they also might not Mega. Wait, is there a Mega on this team? This is why you need to be taking notes. I'm so exhausted that I'm not taking notes, but I should be. And then I would know what's on this team. And I wouldn't have to wait till next turn to figure it out. That did nothing. Hello. Interesting. They go for Encore. I guess they were expecting some kind of like setup option here as I go for Shed Tail. So the thing is, I have Froslass available now, but I could get Encore if I'm not careful, right? Like I want to go Froslass and click Nasty Plot, I think. Okay, I know what to do. I'm gonna go into Froslass here, okay? I'm not gonna Mega Evolve. I'm gonna go for Nasty Plot, okay? Surely, oh, that's not right. I'm gonna go for Nasty Plot, and to make sure that this works, I'm gonna go for Rock Slide, which is still 30%. I'm gonna go for Rock Slide here, because they could switch Politoed out preemptively, or they could Protect. Okay, nice. And now, I have +2 Mega Froslass behind a sub. They do get Light Screen up, which is good for them. Certainly good for them, but it's not so good for them. You know what I mean? Like, this is still better for me. +2 Mega Froslass behind a sub is still stronger. Like it's stronger than a neutral Froslass, even like vectoring in the light screen, protecting them a little bit. So the question now is, what do I do with my Froslass this turn? I have 2 options. I can go for Blizzard. Doesn't do nothing to Meowstic. I think I go for Blizzard here. I think I Terra and Blizzard because the cover switches out. I think I actually want to get rid of this Meowstic. Yeah, +2 Froslass behind a sub is very scary. Because this covers for Politoed switch out better than Shadow Ball. I mean, Shadow Ball might be better, but I think this is fine. Like, I basically think that like Blizzard has a chance to, if the Politoed switches out, it means that something switching in has to take both Blizzard and Dragon Claw. And I just think that there's not that many Pokemon on the team that love that. There is, of course, the Scizor, but even with the Scizor, if you're switching out Politoed, you're not breaking my subs. So they go for Thunder Wave here, perhaps a little bit ambitious or not so familiar with the substitute mechanics, which is fair. And you see, oh, it lived? Wait, also this is 50%, but it's green. Is it gonna need citrus berry? Does it have citrus berry? This is gonna do like 30, right? Okay, it has citrus. Okay, interesting. So 50% didn't need citrus there. I wonder what that has to, like normally in the past, 50% was definitely citrus range. Also, I started to say this, but I think my brain short-circuited. Apologies again for my lack perhaps of diction, well, not diction, but precision with my words. This is one of the advantages of Shed Tail is you protect your Froslass from random status moves like Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave here's paralysis chance wouldn't have been that big a deal, but I do think that it would have been scary if I had to deal with something like, this is Best Legion, yeah. Yeah, the speed drop would have been bad. Oh, and they actually go for Rain Dance. That's really interesting. So it's no attacking move Meowstic. I hit both, it appears, unless they changed the animation order. But now I would say this is, they're kind of back in this actually. Unless I freeze them. I'm gonna freeze somebody. I haven't frozen anybody, but I'm gonna. Okay, this Meowstic was actually really good. This Meowstic was actually really, really good. If they'd Rain Dance on the turn that they Thunder Waved, I think I actually would have been in more trouble. The thing is though, that like, if you look at the situation, I've taken 0 damage and I've KO'd 1 Pokemon. Ooh. Oh, okay, this is really interesting. Yeah, I'm on court. I have to switch here because they can go over Bullet Punch and Surf maybe to get the KO here. I actually think Orthworm's not that valuable anymore. I'm just gonna switch to Orthworm so I can actually click Earthquake here. This is another situation where we see the Focus Sash coming in, like it's pretty handy. Go to Orthworm here, go for an Earthquake, Earthquake. They do have a Mega. I forgot this was an option. Uh-oh. Can I beat this? Okay, I got the prediction correct, nice. Yeah, the Encore was actually really nice. It locked me out of Protect. Oh, okay, so we see my tech coming in clutch here, probably. The Focus Sash is really, really impactful. Garchomp's able to hang on here. And I think that if Garchomp doesn't get frozen here, I do believe Earthquake will take the KO on the Scizor. No, on the Basculegion here, which is a big deal because it will mean that I win the Weather War. And actually, you see Orthworm, thanks to Garchomp's help, going back all the way to near full HP. If not exactly full HP. So we saw earlier that, oh, Reflect is gone, that's good. We saw earlier that Politoed was faster, it encored before Earthworm, right? Because I don't have the Citrus Berry anymore, I actually don't think that I'm allowed to go for Shed Tail here. So I think I can just go for Earthquake again. This forces them to target me and Body Press. This forces Scizor to target me specifically. Oh, and actually they're making a bit of an aggressive prediction here. They figure I'll switch Garchomp out because it's so low, but I just figured, yeah, like I'm kind of dead in the water anyway, so may as well attack with it. As I go for Swords Dance with Scizor, hold on a second. Now Froslass will go down to a single hit. They go for Icy Wind, but they miss okay, that didn't really matter. They missed, no, just the Orthworm, okay. Sorry. I don't know the timings yet, okay? I'm new, be nice to me. I'm a beginner. I'm in Pokeball tier, okay? And here we go with Body Press. I didn't really choose either targeting with much intentionality there. Like I figured it wasn't gonna, I didn't really think I'd get the Earthquake off. I guess if I thought about it, I would have made I think I made the better play in the end because of what just happened where I could get a KO and then went like play up 2 against 1. But I didn't think about it at the time. I just figured like, yeah, I mean, Politoed has less HP, so it's probably more impactful. I think technically the best player is Iron Defense. I think probably Body Press Aqua Jet was better here, but I think it kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, hit forfeit. All right, that's what my trainer says. He goes, all right, I won. And I think given that it's pretty late in the day and this is already gonna be a late upload, I think this is good for this one. That was a good game to end on, I think. Some highs and lows. A couple reminders, again, subscribe if you hadn't already, or don't. But if you want to see more of the month of champions, it's a good call. I will also be, as soon as I finish this, I will be recording a couple more games that will go up on Patreon. Patreon, I'll be posting extended cuts of almost all of the battles. The plan is to do all the battles. I'll just throw the almost in there just in case. Also, big Patreon announcement tomorrow, and tomorrow's video, which I'm really excited for. And is that all my reminders? VGCnotebook.com if you want to get the notebook for yourself. And let me know if you what comment or what mega you want me to use next down in the comments below. No promises. I'm not saying I'll do the top one, but I will take it into consideration. Okay, that's it from me. Tomorrow I'll be better rested and my hair will look less of a mess. Bye-bye.